Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are filming off Park Street today at the J&K Security Solutions Smart Home, and it really is pretty smart. We're going to learn a little bit about why.
Might even be smarter than me.
I didn't want to say it, but you did. We're going to learn also today about scams, and more specifically how to avoid scams. So we're joined now by the Better Business Bureau of Wisconsin, and we have the President and CEO, Jim Temmer, who's with us. And how are you doing today?
Fantastic. Great to be here.
Glad to see you, and not always a fun topic to talk about, but definitely an important one, so make sure you listen up. School's back in session. Yes. We're going to touch on a couple key scams and how to avoid them, starting with common scams for college students. So what are you seeing now?
Well, we see every year these scams increase for college students. Actually, college students are the #1 demographic for suffering identity theft.
Wow.
They leave their IDs out, their checkbook out, their checkbook statement. If you're in a dorm or a large apartment, it's easy to take that and copy it. Students are notorious for downloading all sorts of stuff, right? Sometimes free, sometimes borderline legal. All those things are just chock full of spyware and malware. They just lead to a lot of trouble down the line.
Right.
So if you know a college student, if you're a college student, the best thing you can do is really protect your ID. Lock up that information somewhere safe and make sure you know what it is you're downloading.
Well, and I think to your point, college students have grown up, the college students of today have grown up in an era where technology is so prevalent, and we're maybe a little bit too trusting of technology because it's out there so much.
Yeah, they grew up with it. Yeah.
Right, and it's so easy. You take your phone, 3 swipes, and that's it. Same thing with buying things online. College students notoriously, if it's anyone like me, didn't have a lot of money when you're in college.
Yeah.
So you see a great deal, you're going to go for it. You send that credit card out there, and you don't receive what you get. If it's too good, one thing we always say at the BBB, if it sounds too good to be true, it is.
It is, yeah.
Roommate scams. A lot of college students will be looking for someone to sublet or someone to come in and share rent with. You put an ad on Craigslist or someplace like that. You'll get a response, and they'll say, hey, sure, I'll pay half the rent, but I'm going to send you a money order for an extra $250 for moving expenses. Send me the cash back. It's a total scam. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's amazing how Craigslist you can get taken advantage of there too. Such an seemingly innocent place to exchange things, but
one common scam that I didn't think of, but after you hear it, you go, sure, that makes sense. College students notorious for locking themselves out of their car, their dorm room, their apartment. So what do? You pick up your phone, you just find the first locksmith you can. Well, sometimes it can be disreputable, or they can gouge you on a price if it's 3 in the morning and you have to get in your car.
Yeah.
So again, we recommend find a quality locksmith you trust, go to bbb.org, have that name, that phone number, that contact, put it in your purse or your wallet. You are going to lose your keys, but this way you don't have to lose a lot of money as well.
Right,
really smart kind of pre-planning. Yeah, absolutely.
Planning for the inevitable, it sounds
right.
Yes.
And even we see some kids that try and get ahead. You want to work through school, but you have to watch out for employment scams. If they say, absolutely, no background required, we're going to pay you a lot of money, but you have to pay up front for training, for books, for certain things. You don't know if that's really going to be a valid offer or not. Sometimes people from overseas will ship you things for you to reship. Again, that's a scam. You'll never get paid for doing it, and usually it's stolen merchandise. Sounds too good to be true. Probably is. Check out that employer, bbb.org.
Right, yeah. So bbb.org has a lot of resources for college students.
Yeah. And anybody in that matter. You want to look at hiring somebody, you can check them out, you can vet them. We do online reviews as well as just complaints, and every review we go in and make sure that a business transaction happened. So just because you're mad at your friend who works at the coffee shop down the street, you just can't flame them and post that on our site.
Right, okay.
So there's some checks and balances there, which makes it such a reputable site. Absolutely.
And I will say that even reputable firms, people have complaints with them. Anybody can have one mistake. The difference is with a good business, they're going to resolve that complaint. If it's a scam, you'll never hear an answer from anybody.
Right.
Or maybe even be able to get a hold of somebody, which is where you get really frustrated. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've talked about some good student scams to avoid, and also how the Better Business Bureau can help. Let's give some warning signs with our last couple minutes here and what people can look for.
One thing we tell people is be very leery if you are approached, if it's through the computer, through your phone, someone knocking on your door for any transaction that you didn't initiate, that you aren't looking for. These are people that are trying to reach you for a reason, and that reason not be one that you like. Second thing, always, I repeat, always pay with a credit card if possible or a check. Never pay anything with cash, money order, or a lot of scammers now are asking for prepaid cards, even like an iTunes gift card.
Sure.
Well, people don't call you for tech support saying pay me with an iTunes gift card.
Right.
Yeah.
So really make sure you know who you're dealing with. And if you get a phone call and they say that it's the IRS or they say it's whoever it is, they can spoof that on your caller ID. So you cannot trust your caller
Really?
ID.
Right, yeah.
I didn't know
They can
that.
do anything they want there. Another one,
Scary.
actually, it's not one of our top scams, but some college kids on your cell phone, you'll get something that would say, Stevens Point Police Department, and they'll say, you're in trouble. We need $1,200, and you don't want your parents to find out, so they'll do this, and it's
Right.
just again a total scam. Call people back,
Right.
but not on the phone number they're giving you. Say they call and say it's Target, and you have a problem and you owe them money.
Yeah.
Look up Target on the web. Call their main number to
Right.
find out.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's some good advice.
Yeah, caller ID, I had no idea. Wow. Well, there's lots more I'm sure we could talk about, but some great key tips for us. Thank you so much. This is Jim Temmer,
you.
President and CEO of the Better Business Bureau of Wisconsin. So if it's too good to be true, probably
Probably
is.
is.
Good rule of thumb. We'll be back with more Wisconsin Family.